Hey now, it's been a long time since I did a video autograph analysis without getting into too much detail. A lot of personal issues going on, so these are going to come more or less very infrequently now. But without any further ado, let's get into the autograph analysis of Earle Combs. He's probably most famous for being the leadoff hitter of the 1927 Murderers Row Yankees. So anyone associated with that team usually demands a premium. Fortunately, Earle lived to he was elected in 1970 to the Hall of Fame. He lived to 1994. He was sick the last few years. So even though he died in the 90s, he wasn't very active on the autograph circuit. That really took off in the 80s. And by then, he was pretty much a stay-at-home person by then. But he was very good through the mail. And even after he passed his wife would accommodate autograph requests by secretarially signing stuff or sending checks through the mail. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the autograph analysis of Earle Combs. So if you go into PSA and Google like the autograph analysis of Earle Combs, they do a nice job, actually. This article is fairly old. I remember when it came out. It was a long time ago. And what they really want to talk about is like Earle Combs had a really unique E. We'll get into that in a second. The closest I've ever seen anyone actually duplicating the E is Eddie Matthews, but of course he was not forging Earle Combs' autograph. But his wife is what you have to watch out for. And when we look at Earle Combs up here, we'll get to it in a second, but his wife, the key thing to look, what she would always do is, and the E would start to the left and curl in. And whereas we'll look at Earle in a second, Earle would go more straight up and do like a big round C. So to the untrained eye, a lot of times, her autograph would get passed as his autograph. We'll see that in a moment. Now, the TPAs all know about this, so I really worry about that on the TPA side. So again, looking at the autograph analysis database, expect to pay like 20, 25 bucks for a cut. A check is 1 to 200. Ron says they're tough. They're not that tough. We'll come back to this in a second. This is my autograph of his. And again, what you want to look for when we go to the database in a second is you want to see something coming straight up through the E. And then you want to see almost like a big round C after that. You can see right here. I've seen this E come up and round. I've seen it come straight up. But again, you want to look for something not curving from like left and going like a loop into the E. You want it coming straight up to the E. And again, these state bank and trusts, so like home at Eastern Kentucky University, very common checks. They're not rare at all. I think he passed away in Arkansas, but he must have lived there for a very long time. So again, look at the autograph analysis. Again, you can see right here, it's a straight up line coming down. Again, this curves a little bit, and then you can see the nice big C right here. I mean, once you look at the E, you're like good to go. You can look at the rest of it. But again, right here, you see it's coming straight up a loop, and then a nice C. And that's all I really ever look for with the E. Again, right here, this is a little different. This is a payroll check from 1930. His autograph was not as refined, let's say, as it was when it comes to more modern signings. So again, you can't see the straight up E, but again, you still can see the C. You can still see a little bit up. And we can keep going. And again, if you start, it's not a rare autograph. I'm sure if you want them, you probably have them. So again, but even looking at the contract, and this is from 1935, E really didn't change much. Straight up, a little bit of a loop, and then you can see the nice sort of C right here, loop to loop. So again, what's interesting is a couple of things. Like I said, it's not an expensive autograph, but again, his wife's autograph is still getting passed for his. So I'm going to eBay right here. We look at Earle Combs and looking for his autograph. So if you look right here, and I don't usually have to call out autographs at eBay, but you can see right here on this one, it says hover to zoom. I'm not, but again, I don't need to really, yeah, there you go. You can see right here, the E is rounded in. It sort of comes to like a sharp point. Let me see if I can zoom in. It comes to a sharp point right here, and it doesn't go straight up. It comes to the round. This is a typical wife-signed autograph. And, of course, this autograph has no COA. And I'm like dollars to donuts. This one was signed by the wife. And, again, this one right below it, I don't know if it's the same seller or not. I don't think it is, to be honest. But, again, you can see right here, comes up to the round, does not come straight up. That is not what you're looking for in an Earle Combs autograph. My guess is these were definitely signed by the wife. So, again, not a rare autograph except – look at this. This ball was sold in a couple months ago, in February. It was inscribed Hall of Fame. 1970. I've seen a couple like these, but again, this ball sold for $23,000, which is like insane. And again, I know there's a fast growing market for baseballs that are single sign, let alone Hall of Fame inscribed. And I guess he is one of the rare ones. There's no questions this is real. I'm not doubting that. Just my mind is blown by how expensive this is. I mean, $25,000 for a normal $100 autograph. So, I mean, if you can afford it, good for you. So, but again, you can see it comes straight up right there, nice loop, and then the nice C. So, yeah, it's good. I just like it's a lot. Even with an uninscribed Hall of Fame autograph, you're going to pay close to $5,000 for a beautiful single-side Earle Combs autograph. And again, you're going to see a lot of Murderers Row stuff. Ron makes a point that for the clubhouse signature, usually you want to look for the E that's missing. It's kind of a unique spelling of Earle. So really, that's about it with Earle Combs. Next is Charles Comiskey. Again, another one. There was a lot of secretary signed autographs out there that we'll get into about him. They got past TPAs. But until then, as always, keep collecting.